your commitment, and your ability to persevere through challenges. Words can be distorted, taken out of context, or misinterpreted, but the impact of consistent effort and success remains irrefutable. A person who consistently delivers results, regardless of their background, their explanation or their reasoning, earns respect and influence. Their actions leave a lasting imprint on the world, much louder and clearer than anything that could ever be said. This doesn't mean that words are unnecessary. Communication is key, especially when it comes to collaboration or establishing but when it comes to proving yourself, to demonstrating your worth or ability, results carry more weight than any explanation ever could. It's not the promises you make, but the promises you keep, not the declarations you make, but the outcomes you produce, that define your true power and credibility. In life we are constantly faced with challenges, conflicts and disputes. The question is not whether these issues exist. They do. The real question is whether they are worth your time, energy and focus. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every argument deserves your attention. In fact, many of the so-called battles we engage in are distractions, often rooted in ego, pride or unnecessary validation. The ability to recognize which battles truly matter, and which ones are better left ignored, is a key trait of wisdom and emotional intelligence. Every conflict, no matter how small, requires a certain amount of energy and attention. If you choose to engage in every dispute or challenge that comes your way, you'll find yourself emotionally depleted, overwhelmed, and unable to focus on what's truly important. The reality is that many battles are simply not worth fighting because they don't contribute to your growth, your goals or your well-being. They are distractions, loud, draining, and often completely avoidable. Consider the types of battles that often drain our energy: petty arguments with co-workers, online trolling, responding to gossip, defending yourself against people who will never understand your perspective. These battles, although they may seem significant in the moment, rarely result in anything productive. They don't lead to personal growth, resolution or peace. They often just lead to more frustration, more confusion, and more emotional exhaustion. And yet we feel an impulse to fight them because of our pride or a desire to prove something. But in reality, this only pulls us away from the things that truly matter. Choosing which battles to engage in is a sign of maturity. It's about being strategic with your emotional investment. Every moment of your life is precious, and your emotional energy is finite. If you are constantly caught up in conflicts that don't align with your greater purpose or values, you are wasting precious resources. Not every comment, not every criticism, not every disagreement requires a response. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply walk away and not engage. People often mistake silence or non-engagement as weakness or avoidance. But in reality, it's a sign of strength, wisdom and control. Choosing not to engage in every argument is a demonstration of self-respect. It says, I will not lower myself to the level of petty conflict. My energy is too valuable to be spent on things that don't move me forward. This doesn't mean that you avoid confrontation when necessary. It simply means that you reserve your energy for battles that are aligned with your values, your goals, and your sense of purpose. This also means that you have to learn to discern between battles that are personal and those that are external. There are moments when we find ourselves engaged in battles with other people's perceptions of us, defending our choices, explaining our actions, proving that we are worthy of respect or recognition. These are often the battles that consume the most energy and yield the least reward. The truth is, you can't control how other people perceive you, And constantly fighting to change their perceptions will only drain your emotional resources. Recognizing that you are not in competition with the opinions of others is liberating. It frees you to focus on the battles that truly matter, those that are aligned with your personal integrity and your vision for the future. The ability to discern which battles are worth your attention is also key in managing relationships. Not every criticism or disagreement needs to escalate into an argument. There are moments when it's wiser to listen, reflect and let go, instead of defending your point of view. When you constantly feel the need to win every conversation or prove your side, you often end up sacrificing the quality of your relationships in the process. Choosing to step back and not engage in every confrontation fosters trust, respect, and peace, both with others and within yourself. Ultimately, focusing only on the battles that align with your values and long-term goals enables you to stay grounded, centered, and focused. It allows you to direct your energy toward things that matter, things that contribute to your personal growth, relationships, and success. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about being strategic in how and where you direct your efforts. One of the most striking qualities of great leaders, successful individuals, and emotionally intelligent people is their ability to maintain composure in moments of stress, chaos, or pressure. In situations where most people might panic, react emotionally, or crumble under the weight of tension, those who can stay calm and collected exude a quiet confidence and strength that commands respect. Composure under pressure isn't just about keeping a straight face or holding back It's about the ability to think clearly, make strategic decisions, and maintain your integrity even when everything around you is falling apart. The world often tests us with challenging situations, tight deadlines, unexpected crises, interpersonal couples, high-stakes decisions. In these moments, our natural instincts can push us toward reaction, anger, frustration, defensiveness, or even giving in to fear. Yet those who can remain calm have an edge. Their ability to detach emotionally from the situation allows them to assess the issue more objectively, weigh their options, and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. When you remain composed in difficult circumstances, you demonstrate emotional control. You show that you are not easily swayed by external forces or driven by knee-jerk reactions. This is a powerful signal to others that you are someone they can rely on, someone who will not crumble when the pressure is on. In a professional context, this can make a person stand out as a leader, someone who keeps their head in moments of chaos and inspires those around them to stay grounded. People follow those who are calm in the face of adversity, because they know that those individuals will make reasoned decisions and handle the situation with dignity. Think about a high-pressure environment like a hospital emergency room. The doctors and nurses who maintain composure during a trauma case are able to think clearly and act swiftly, saving lives. On the other hand, if they were to panic or become emotionally overwhelmed, their ability to make critical decisions would be compromised. The same principle applies to any field or situation. Whether you're in business, sports, politics, or even in personal relationships, composure under pressure is a critical asset. It allows you to lead, it allows you to act, and it allows you to inspire others. Furthermore, composure shows resilience. Life will always present difficulties, but how you handle them is a testament to your character. Those who can stay calm and focused during times of crisis show an internal strength that is more powerful than any external situation. This ability to endure and stay unshaken in the face of adversity not only builds inner confidence, but also sends a message to the world that you are someone who can weather any storm. It's a subtle but undeniable form of leadership. But composure under pressure is not just about appearing calm. It's about being genuinely calm. It's about training your mind and emotions to remain steady in the face of adversity. It takes practice, self-awareness, and often a great deal of patience to master this skill. Developing this capacity means understanding the triggers that cause you to react, and finding ways to regain control over your responses. It's a constant process of refining your emotional resilience, and learning to respond with intention rather than emotion. When you can maintain composure under pressure, you build an emotional foundation that strengthens your decision-making and leadership. You earn respect from others, not just because of your ability to stay calm, but because of the wisdom and insight you gain from that calmness. This emotional intelligence becomes a cornerstone of your reputation, one that says in difficult times I stand firm and I lead by example. Integrity is the cornerstone of a life well lived. It is the silent strength that shapes your character, guides your decisions, and defines how others perceive and trust you. Personal integrity is not just about honesty in the traditional sense. It is about being true to your values, principles, and beliefs, even when it's inconvenient or difficult. It means standing by what you know is right, regardless of external pressures or temptations to take shortcuts. Integrity is the silent force that sustains your credibility, builds lasting relationships, and sets you apart in a world often swayed by expedience and superficial gains. Living with integrity can be challenging, especially in situations where dishonesty or cutting corners may seem like the easier path. In business, for instance, there may be temptations to compromise on quality, misrepresent facts, or take advantage of others for personal gain. In relationships, the urge to be less than truthful to avoid conflict can be overwhelming. Yet, integrity requires you to resist these temptations, to choose the harder path of honesty, fairness, and ethical behavior. While these choices may not always bring immediate rewards, they build a lasting foundation that will serve you well in the long run. When you uphold integrity, you also earn the respect and trust of those around you. People can sense when someone is being genuine, and they gravitate toward those who consistently act with honesty and honor. Trust is the currency of relationships, both personal and professional, and once it's broken, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild. But when you consistently act with integrity, your relationships, whether with colleagues, friends, family, or clients, are built on a bedrock of mutual respect and reliability. People know that you can be counted on to act with honor and to follow through on your word. Integrity gives you a reputation that precedes you, one that opens doors and strengthens connections. Moreover, personal integrity fosters self-respect. When you align your actions with your values, you create an inner peace that cannot be disturbed by external opinions or circumstances. It brings a sense of wholeness to your life, where you no longer feel the need to compromise or hide parts of yourself. The person you are on the inside matches the person you show the world. This alignment leads to confidence, because you know that you are living authentically. Integrity frees you from the burden of pretending, and this freedom allows you to stand tall, no matter what challenges or criticisms come your way. One of the most powerful aspects of integrity is its ability to navigate uncertainty. Life is full of ambiguity, and not every situation will present a clear-cut choice between right and wrong. Sometimes the path is not immediately obvious, and difficult decisions need to be made. In these moments, integrity acts as your compass. It helps you choose the path that aligns with your values, even when that path is not the easiest or most popular. Integrity requires a commitment to doing what's right, even when there is no one around to applaud your decision, or when the consequences of doing the right thing seem too daunting. But in choosing integrity, you build a life of meaning and purpose, rather than one of shortcuts or compromises that might